Ever since this show's inception in 2009, this reality show has paved the way for similar shows to become mega hits on television. Pawn Stars is based on discovering what the real worth or value of an item is, or if the item is real in the first place. This captivates viewers to tune in week after week to find out some of the most interesting discoveries ever. Pawn Stars is a show that many have grown to love, with its witty humor between the Harrisson Boys and the glorious moment when someone walks in the store with something worth $100,000. Today, Lux Life brings you the 10 most expensive Pawn Star items ever sold. At number 1, we have the lucky item worth $1 gazillion. Stay tuned to find out. Number 10. The Egyptian Cartonnage Mummy Mask, $30,000. At number 10, we have the piece that not only costs a lot, but is also assessed by Dr. Phineas Castle, the Egyptian Cartonnage Mummy Mask. His over-the-top fashion sense makes us believe practically everything he says. So when he was called in to assess the artifact mummy mask, it only took him a few seconds before he announced that they were looking at the real thing. Initially priced at $22,500, Dr. Castle believed that it could be sold for a higher value to a collector of these ancient relics. It was eventually sold for $30,000.
It happened with a royal person.
So, is it real?
From what I can see, this is real.
Number 9. 1554 Spanish gold bar from a shipwreck, $50,000. At number 9, we have a gold bar recovered from one of the many shipwrecks over the past 600 years. The Spanish gold bar from 1554. The owner of this unique piece found this bar while cleaning up his attic and initially thought it wouldn't be worth much. After evaluations from various sources, he came to realize that this piece cost much more than what he thought it would be worth. A melting cost of $24,000. When the bar was brought to Rick's pawn shop, where negotiations happened, and he purchased it for $35,000. Rick got more people involved to get an accurate estimate of this prize, and it was later set at $50,000.
So you're telling me that's worth $48,000? In that neighborhood. Yeah.
Number 8. Vic Flick's 1961 Fender Stratocaster guitar, $55,000. At number 8, we have one of the most iconic rock guitars of all time, the Fender Stratocaster. This was played by the legendary studio musician Vic Flicks, who used this very guitar to play the theme song for the original first ever James Bond movie. When Flick took this guitar into the pawn shop, which in itself was a rare sight, no one there knew who he was. He had been a teacher to some of the most famous musicians such as Jimmy Page. When Rick found out who this guy was, he bought the guitar for a whopping $55,000.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
If you say it's cool, you say it's cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Before we continue, remember to subscribe to Lux Life and click the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. Also, if you like this video, click the like button and share it with your friends. Now back to the video. Number 7. JFK Cigar Box, $60,000. At number 7, we have the piece of presidential history, JFK Cigar Box, the very cigar box that sat in the presidential's Oval Office. This iconic piece has a few unsmoked cigars lined within the box preserved from the time the president ran the office. Rick haggled his way to get ownership of this cigar box for $60,000.
8. There's a few missing.
So someone smoked 3 of the cigars.
Not me. That's how I got it.
Number 6. 1941 Gibson Guitar SJ200, $85,000. At number 6, we have the guitar owned by Stephen Stills from Crosby, Stills & Nash in 1941. This guitar was beautifully built, well-maintained, and played the lovely sounds of mid-century Gibson. What makes this piece of a musical instrument worth it is the sign by Stills himself. It was brought into the pawn shop and sold at $85,000.
This is it. This is the one. If you're going to buy one, this is the only one that's available. That's cool. That's a good one. See you later.
How cool would it be to own the signed version of this guitar? Amazed by these rare items sold at insane prices at pawn shops, you might want to check out our latest upload, Most Expensive Pokemon Cards Ever Sold, where we unveil the Pokemon cards which cost more than an average house. Yes, you heard that right. Tune in to find out. Let's get back to the video. Number 5. 1932 Lincoln Roadster, $95,000. At number 5, we have the convertible which was made for luxury, the Lincoln Roadster. It was built during the Great Depression with 150 horsepower and a V12 engine. This vintage beauty drove customers away from its competitor Cadillac. Ricky and the old man went above and beyond so that they could leave with this mint and cream. They paid $95,000 to get their hands on this luxury car.
It's crazy that Lincoln made this badass ride at the height of the Great Depression.
Number 4. Beatles Contract, $100,000. At number 4, we have the music band among the world's 5 greatest bands, the Beatles. Their music is timeless, and is seen to be off the charts today as well. The band went up to selling over 600 million albums around the globe and had 20 Billboard #1 songs since the group started its musical journey. However, none of this industry magic would have been possible without a contract. Yes, folks, the contract written and signed by the originals, John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and their manager Brian Epstein back in 1962. The original piece of paper is estimated to cost $100,000.
Signature for him. John Lennon wouldn't sign John W. Lennon as a signature. He'd never do it for someone in person.
Number 3. Ides of March Roman coin, $150,000. At number 3, we have the coin that has a rich history attached to it, the Ides of March. The event celebrated on the coin is the assassination of Julius Caesar. The dime-sized silver coin depicts the head of the murderer Marcus Junius Brutus. The reverse represents 2 daggers celebrating the heinous crime. The coin was brought into the store and was the fascination of the store owners. The coin was priced at $150,000. The collector who brought it in knew the value of it.
Those Ides of March.
Is Brutus on the other side?
Yes.
Damn.
Number 2. O.J. Simpson's white Ford Bronco, $1,250,000. At number 2, we have the white Ford Bronco that was the center of attention in a historic LAPD arrest chase of O.J. Simpson. When he heard the police were coming, he panicked and drove off with Al Cowlings as the designated driver. Nearly 130 million tuned in to watch this scene on television, and it became one of the most watched things at the time. Rick could not turn his gaze away from this prizy beauty. This item was priced at a solid $1,250,000.
What 95 million people saw on TV, doing what I'm about to do right now.
I hope the AC works.
Number 1. George Washington's 3-piece colonial suit, $2.5 million. At number 1, we have the Pawn Stars' 500th episode where they decided to go after big-ticket items. It was hinted as presidential memorabilia, but was later revealed to be a 3-piece suit worn by George Washington back in 1750. The suit was placed at auction by a private dealer at an initial price of $3 million, which was reduced to a slightly lower price of $2.5 million.
Well, it's one of my highlights of my collection. But everything has a price.
That's it from today's video, guys. If you like this video, make sure you share this with your friends and subscribe to the Lux Life and click the bell icon to get regular updates. The Lux Life. Find what costs you.